Welcome and a very good evening, dear folks. Welcome to yet another episode of Perceptive Learning Zone. And today we are going to summarize our thoughts about software engineering and decide as to whether or not a degree in software engineering is ultimately worth it, right? So, I would like to talk about five trends that are shaping software development in 2024. So, we have low code development, which is opening up new opportunities. So, one of the most important trends if I talk about the year 2024, right? So and I know what you're thinking, right? I mean, using a low code development platform, also known as LCDP, that is a direct path to generating technical depth. That is a direct path to losing data ownership and falling into a vendor lock-in scenario. So your concerns over here, ladies and gentlemen, they might be somewhat justified, but there is another alternative in the form of open source low code solutions. So these platforms, they let developers build scalable, extensible, and secure SaaS applications faster and more efficiently, all the while retaining complete ownership of that code. So according to recent research from Gartner, the worldwide market for no code and low code technologies that is expected to reach 26.9 billion US dollars by the end of this year. So this estimate represents an increase of nearly 20% and 19.6% by 2022. And that significantly outpaces the traditional software development market, right? So, secondly, you have AI technologies which are changing the game. So obviously, this entry on the list was quite obvious, right? So apps that use artificial intelligence like ChatGPT, DALL-E 2, they are considered by the media to be the dawn of the AI revolution. Now, this may very well be true, right? After all, you have large multinational natural language processing engines, right, which can be used in virtually every aspect of modern business, right? And that also includes software engineering as well, right? So even now, you'd be surprised that ChatGPT can create a complete HTML front end code for a website, for a sketch or a napkin or a simple snake game based on a single prompt, right? So keep in mind that these stunts were performed on GPT-3 and GPT-5, which is set to be released by the end of this year, right? It is set to have up to 100 times more parameters than the previous generation. Then this is going to make it one of the largest neural networks with an estimated 17.5 trillion parameters and with 1.26 zettaflops of computing power on its hood, right? So what is this going to mean for software developers? That is the main question. So it is tough to predict exactly, right? One thing is for sure, an experienced software engineer will be indispensable for organizations that create custom software. However, their day to day work could be greatly accelerated by the use of these advanced AI capabilities, right? Another emerging trend in this field, especially in 2024, is greater resilience with digital immunity. So, as the risk of cybercrime continues to grow, ladies and gentlemen, it is increasingly important to continuously develop new methods to protect both systems and their users, right? So, cyber threats, they not only put sensitive user information at risk, but they also something arguably more important from a business perspective, they also endanger a company's reputation, right? So as a result, organizations are actively seeking, pursuing innovative ways in order to become more digitally resilient, as evidenced by the latest software development trends, right? So to achieve complete cyber immunity, many companies are adopting a holistic approach, right, to cybersecurity that sort of integrates and streamlines various techniques. I'm talking about observability, automated testing, you got chaos engineering, you got site reliability improvements, and obviously you have software supply chain security. You combine these in a so-called DevSecOps approach, right? So by using these techniques, companies they strive to improve the durability of software products, services, and systems, therefore reducing the potential risks that are associated with cybercrime, right? Another emerging trend in 2024, dear folks, is that cloud computing is going to transform into hybrid computing, right? So, what do I mean by that? So, although cloud services have been around for some time, they have now become a viable option for businesses in a range of industries. So, you got companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, General Electric, even apart from General Electric, you even have eBay, right? That have completely embraced cloud based technology for most aspects of their business, inspiring others to do the same. So there are numerous benefits associated with moving to the cloud, right? It includes significant cost savings. There's improved security. There's greater scalability, right? In addition, many cloud-based services, right, they offer cloud analytics. What is cloud analytics? It is an essential tool for those who rely on data-driven decision making. However, due to both the greater costs of cloud computing when compared with the on-premise infrastructure, as well as the rising data privacy concerns, right? The trend of moving key computing networks from external clouds to on-premise installations, it has already started. And you can just see the stories from Basecamp if you just want to get a little more exposition on it. So what is the future of software engineering in terms of forecasts and statistics, right? Let's bore you all a little bit with numbers, right? So there was a report by the Data Bridge Market Research that says that the global software engineering market size was valued at 47.3 billion US dollars in 2022. And it is expected to reach 89.3 billion US dollars by 2030, growing at a rate of 11.8%, right? So the report also segmented it, categorized, bifurcated the market by type, application, as well as region, right? So according to a report by Statista, the average annual salary of software developers worldwide as of 2024 was 86,000 US dollars, with the highest salaries in Switzerland at 90,000 US dollars. Germany, that was 88,000 US dollars. And last but not the least, the United States, that is 86,000 US dollars. Now, according to Forbes, right? According to Forbes, the AI market size is expected to reach 407 billion US dollars by 2027, experiencing substantial growth from its estimated $86.9 billion revenue in 2022. Now, the average number of AI capabilities that organizations use, ladies and gentlemen, such as natural language generation, you got computer vision. This has also doubled. Now, in 2018, that was 1.9. Now it is 3.8 as of the year 2024 that we are currently in. So going forward, right? Going forward, 63% of the respondents say that they expect their organization's investment in artificial intelligence to increase over the next 3 years, right? And obviously, one another very important emerging trend is going to be the demand for skilled software engineers to rise as well, right? So there hasn't been what I feel that there hasn't been a lot of media attention lately about layoffs in the tech industry. So companies like Meta, Twitter, and Amazon, they have laid thousands of their skilled developers due to the slowdown of the general market. So how did that influence the demand for skilled software developers, right? You got to ask that. Now, according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, right, the employment of software engineers with a background in computer science in the States is projected to decline approximately by 10% from 2021 to 2031. So it is mostly due to the rising popularity of outsourcing of software development and new methodologies, which will greatly improve the pace of programming projects, right? So you can find out more about nearshore software development. So is it a problem? Well, we got to realize that despite declining employment, around 9,600 new openings for programmers are projected to appear each year over the coming decade, right? So all of those openings are expected to result from the need, I would say, to replace workers who transfer to other occupations. And this obviously greatly increases the demand for IT services, right? Now, it is worth mentioning here, ladies and gentlemen, that a decline in one aspect of the tech market, right? It doesn't indicate a decline in all of them. So jobs such as robotics engineer, site reliability engineer, or data engineer, they're all predicted to see a 30 to 40% increase in demand by the end of this decade, right? There's also a visible difference in, I would say, in the demand for certain programming languages, right? According to the TIOB Programming Language Popularity Index, right? The top three programming languages are unchangeable Python, Java, as well as C. So, what I'm trying to say here is that if you are looking to start a career as a software developer, then these languages will always be a safe bet, right? But because the demand for skilled professionals will always be there, right? So you got to ask ultimately that will software engineers be needed in 2030? So as we said before, the demand for software engineers will decline in certain areas, especially in the US. So if this trend continues, will software engineers still be needed by the end of this decade? Well, I would say most certainly yes, right? Now, the continued expansion of technology, the IoT, right, that is Internet of Things, the expansion of cloud computing, the expansion of cybersecurity, right? It will drive the need for software engineers to design, develop, implement, as well as maintain the software systems that enable and support these technologies. So, in addition, the COVID-19 pandemic, right, it has accelerated the digital transformation of many industries, increasing the demand for software engineers in various sectors, including healthcare, finance, I'm talking education, as well as e-commerce, just to name a few, right? It's the tip of the iceberg. There must be a lot more. So, of course, uh, the future of software engineering, fellows, it is not set in stone, right? And the software development market is experiencing a constant, steady evolution, right? So, who knows, right? When modern and popular programming approaches like microservices and microkernel architectures, they will be replaced by more efficient and innovative alternatives. So, regardless, as long as software engineers stay abreast of the latest trends and technologies and develop their skills accordingly, they will continue to be invaluable to tech companies, right? So, but we also have to address, I feel at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we have to address the elephant in the room, that is AI, right? So we've already mentioned the impressive capabilities of ChatGPT in regard to programming. So let us assess the risk of artificial intelligence when it comes to taking away our jobs, right? So, will AI replace software developers, right? That is the main question. The short answer is no. The long answer is also no, but it will certainly create some ripples, right? It will require some adjustments in our paradigms. It will certainly cause significant changes that we need to prepare for, right? So while AI can be used to automate certain aspects of software development, such as testing and code generation, right? It cannot in any way replace the creativity and critical thinking skills that are required for software development, right? So software engineers, like I said before, I'm probably saying this for the umpteenth time, right? They are responsible for designing, implementing, and maintaining complex software systems according to customer requirements. So therefore, you need to have human intuition. Your problem solving needs to be impeccable. Your decision making skills have to be state of the art, and they are quite difficult to be replicated by AI, right? So one thing is for sure that aspiring software engineers will find it harder to break into the IT market in the future, as many of the simpler and more repetitive tasks they can be automated by AI, right? So while AI, I would say in a nutshell, it can be used to automate certain aspects of software development, such as testing, such as code generation, right? It cannot replace the creativity, the critical thinking skills that are required for software development, right? Software engineers, that's where they will basically be coming in, right? So therefore, I would say ultimately that yes, a degree in software engineering is most definitely worth it, though you have to look over the reservations as well. And just to motivate you, just like we do with every other field, right? I have a few success stories for those of you who are aspiring to break through in this field, right? May God be with all of you. So first of all, let's talk about if we talk about it at the Pakistani level, right? So let's talk about Kareem's, the ride service, right? So let's talk about Kareem's journey to unicorn status, right? So Kareem is a ride-hailing platform that was co-founded by Mudassir Sheikha and Magnus Olson. It ended up revolutionizing transportation in Pakistan as well as broader Middle East, right? So it was launched in Pakistan in 2015, right? And it quickly became a household name, capturing over 30% market share within 2 years, right? So, with a localized approach that included the integration of Urdu language support as well as mobile payment systems, right? Kareem, it addressed Pakistan's unique challenges of limited public transport infrastructure and cash based transactions, right? So, by 2018, Kareem boasted over 5 lakh captains, aka drivers, across Pakistan, which enabled income generation for thousands of people, thousands of commoners, right? The platform achieved 1 billion US dollars in valuation and it became a unicorn. And without any reasonable doubt, right, it demonstrated Pakistan's potential in technology entrepreneurship, right? So I would even say that Kareem's success was amplified when Uber acquired it for 3.1 billion US dollars in 2020, with a significant portion of its revenue stemming from Pakistan, hence solidifying its impact on the country's tech ecosystem, right? Another local success story I want to talk about is SastaTicket.pk's growth in the e-commerce space, right? So SastaTicket.pk, right? It is an online travel and ticketing platform, right? It emerged as a leader in Pakistan's burgeoning e-commerce sector. It was founded in 2016 and it addressed the gap in online travel bookings by offering affordable and accessible flight, hotel, as well as tour package bookings, right? Now, by 2021, this platform, believe it or not, it achieved an annual growth rate of 40%, facilitating over 1 million travel bookings, right? So, with a user friendly interface, right, the integration of local payment options, right, and with partnerships with airlines like PIA and Airblue, right, SastaTicket.pk became a preferred choice for domestic travelers. So, amid the COVID-19 pandemic, right, when global travel slowed, the platform leveraged technology to introduce flexible booking policies, to introduce a focus on domestic tourism, and to increase its market penetration to 15%, 1.5 of Pakistan's online travel market. So, this success demonstrates the potential, I would say, of software-driven businesses in Pakistan, and it also contributes, goes without saying that it contributes to the digitalization of the country's travel industry. And then finally, let's discuss a couple of foreign success stories when it comes to the field of software engineering. So we know how Spotify has revolutionized global music streaming, right? Obviously, I'm against music, but I'm just giving you the statistics over here. Launched in 2008 in Sweden by Daniel Ek and Martin Lorentzen, right? Spotify transformed how people consume music by introducing a subscription-based streaming model, right? So by 2023, Spotify had over 550 million active users, ladies and gentlemen, across more than 180 countries, with 230 million premium subscribers, hence becoming the largest music streaming platform in the world. Now, its algorithm-based personalized playlists like Discover Weekly, leveraged advanced software engineering and machine learning to offer tailored recommendations. And Spotify's, model, it enabled widespread adoption, right? Partnerships with record labels, with independent artists, they expanded the library over 100 million tracks, right? So in 2022, Spotify's revenue, it surpassed 12 billion US dollars, with nearly 89% growth being reported in the ad-supported user base, showcasing the global impact of software innovation on the music industry, right? And last but not the least, right, we got to talk about Tesla, right? How it is pioneering electric vehicles with cutting edge software, right? So Tesla, that was founded by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning in 2003, and later led on by Elon Musk, right? It redefined the automotive industry through EVs that are electric vehicles being powered by advanced software. So Tesla's cars, folks, such as the Model S as well as the Model 3, right? It integrated sophisticated over-the-air software updates. It enabled features like autopilot and full self-driving capabilities, right? And by 2023, Tesla had sold over 3.5 million electric vehicles globally, with the Model 3 becoming the best-selling electric vehicle in history. So the company's battery management software and real-time vehicle monitoring system, right? It extended battery life and optimized the performance, and it set industry standards, right? So Tesla's market capitalization, it exceeded 800 billion US dollars in 2021, highlighting the fusion of software engineering and automotive innovation. So, moreover, Tesla's energy products like Powerwall, it further underscored its role in the driving of sustainable solutions through software-enabled technologies, right? So, therefore, yep, we cast our vote in favor of software engineering, right? May God be with you all, folks. We'll definitely be back in the upcoming session talking a bit more about data science this time around. So please stay tuned. Please do not hesitate to like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to reach out in the comment box in case of any queries. Thank you very much for your continued support. It's duly noted and well and truly appreciated by us. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, fellas. Assalamu alaikum.